All right, welcome to Sports Week. My name is Tolu. He's Dan. We're going to the Scottish Premiership this weekend. What a game we have! At the start of the season, I think everyone, especially with the way Celtic and Rangers didn't do too well, especially in the Champions League qualifiers, and they both fell off. You kind of knew it was the season where if one of the other teams in Scotland um, run together, they could really challenge the top two, and that's exactly what has happened. Hearts go into this game against Celtic this weekend, 6 points clear at the top. They've beaten Celtic home and away already this season. And I, I feel some sympathy for Hearts fans because even though they're 6 points clear, Celtic are obviously not the same Celtic team from the past. There's still this feeling that Hearts aren't going to win the title.
No, because Celtic have been there before, haven't they? They've got all that experience that in a two-horse race or maybe even a three-horse race, if you want to consider Rangers, you wouldn't put Hearts at the front of it. That, as you say, does Hearts a massive disservice because although you can say with confidence that Rangers and Celtic have been nowhere near their usual levels of operation, Hearts have still got to be very good to be in their position they're in. They're not just top, they're 6 points clear. As you rightly say, they've beaten Celtic twice already this season. The problem is going to into this weekend is that Hearts can't call upon Lawrence Shanklin, their star striker, for the next 6 to 8 weeks, and that's going to be a massive blow. Add that to Celtic have once again got Martin O'Neill back in the managerial fold after that weird period where Wilfred Nancy was manager for 5 weeks. Then they've had to call Martin back in. Celtic have won their last two in the league since then. You kind of feel that Celtic have clicked. If this game was to be played, I don't know, even just a week ago, it might have tipped into Hearts' favour. But the machine of the hoops is just starting to warm up again. And this period with Hearts without Shanklin, and they've also got a couple of players out suspended after suffering red cards recently. This is going to be a real test of Derek McInnes' squad. And he's getting criticism for not rotating. And you just feel that maybe now they're feeling the pinch of that players are getting injured or they are picking up suspensions and there's not the options there to replace them at the same quality. So this is going to be a fascinating clash at Tynecastle for so many reasons. And more importantly, Rangers will be looking at this with real interest because they are also 6 points away. One of the two teams in this game, Hearts Celtic, has to drop points. So Rangers are going to be in a position to hopefully, if they get 3 points, make their move on Hearts as well. So it's going to be a lot of to and fro over the weekend. I just feel that Celtic might have just got the house in order at the right time, and that might be bad news for Hearts.
Bad news for Hearts. But the other thing is, Hearts are unbeaten at home in the league this year. So they are definitely very difficult to beat. I saw the game against Celtic, both games, because there were two different managers. There was Brendan Rodgers, the game with Brendan Rodgers that they won. Of course, Wilfred Nancy was in charge, but they also won. They also beat Rangers. Do you think that this could be the year with Darren McInnes, because he obviously has done a lot of good things with his Hearts team? You think if they do get the win, that's the league title for them? Or do you feel win or lose, they're still going to be under immense pressure?
I think regardless, well, it's a tough one, isn't it? They'll be under immense pressure because Rangers could also get 3 points the weekend and they can't get quite clear of both teams. I think if they win, people will still feel that Celtic and Rangers can wind them in. There's still enough time. They still have to play Rangers twice this season. They'll still have to play Celtic again. There's still enough time there. Even if they win against Celtic, there's still a period of matches where they won't have Shankland, and you kind of think, well, they might raise their game at the weekend and then drop off where they had done earlier in the season. They had a run of draws. So there's a lot of variables in this one. I feel if you're a Hearts fan and someone offered you the draw, I think you take it because you keep the 6 points. Rangers is Rangers. You still got to play them. You might be able to beat them further down the line and nullify that threat. It's not going to be an easy watch for Hearts fans. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a good watch for Hearts fans either. I think Celtic are going to hand them out their first home defeat of the season. I think there's value, which there rarely is when it comes to Celtic winning. Celtic are above evens, which is a rare price only when you see them up against Rangers. So I feel that with Martin O'Neill, they are a much better team than they were just a month or so ago. So I'm going to back the Celtic win, and that's going to make the title race even more interesting.
All right, so betting caps on. You're giving us a peek already. Where would you be putting your money this weekend?
Well, I think double chance for Celtic. I think they'll get something out of it. But as I say, I like the above evens price for Celtic because you never ever get that in Scottish football from the hoops when they're usually playing a team like, I don't know, St Mirren or Motherwell, even if they're away, they are a very short price. So I feel that the price is there for a reason because it's not going to be easy. But I feel this could be a statement victory in terms of the title race, and it's going to make Hearts fans rather nervy.
All right. Thank you very much, Dan, as always.
Thanks, Tolu.